just going to tell you how to apply for it. Hey, big hand for Rebecca. Very nice. Thank you. You brought your foreign friends with you.
I like to refer to that as ACDC.
ACDC.
CDBG-DR.
I know.
I know.
Who can remember that?
I remember.
So it's the Community Development Block Grant
/ disaster recovery.
Okay.
When
Very
Keith
good.
Wilkins, I think it was Keith, who first used those abbreviations. He said that's going to be a big deal. Back at the beginning of the Days of the Storm, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But we learned a lot since then.
We have learned a lot. And it is a big deal because Lee County got like over
$1.2 billion.
$1 billion.
So before we get into the CBD-DR, I just want everybody to know that Rebecca was dropped off in a Porsche.
She
Somehow
asked you not to bring
she
that
had
up.
a personal driver that dropped her off in a
How do you know
Porsche.
it wasn't like a lift?
I think it was her husband.
It was a lift.
It was
No, you can get luxury lifts.
I don't think that's true. I think you just
Kim,
made that up.
I'm counting on you.
So
Dear, moving on.
How did you come across a Porsche?
Okay, this is all I can do. That is
you.
my only
Thank you.
relief for you and everybody
let's talk
else.
about CDBG-DR, ACDC.
Yes, let's talk
we
about
were going
that.
to the Guess Who concert last night. We were having dinner before the concert, only to get a text that it was canceled.
Oh,
really?
no.
The Guess Who?
Because the band members are suing each other, so they canceled it.
Where was that going to be?
At Barber Man.
The Guess
Wow.
Who?
Yep.
Can anyone in the audience name one song by the Guess Who? Yeah.
These eyes.
That's the only song anybody would ever know from the Guess Who.
American Woman.
Oh, that's their number one song
Yeah.
right there. Now, they're from like the 60s. They're really
we're
old.
Ed.
And then
Some
why
of us are old.
are they suing each other? What happened?
You know, who has the name of the band? Who has the rights to the music?
Did you get your ticket money back? Your refund?
Apparently it's coming back, but they
I see.
had a show
Because you got to make a Porsche payment
soon.
soon.
The next one, they're like,
What? So, like from Friday to when you went, they just
Friday
That's
night
not-
each
show
other.
went on, and then
Must have
they
been
got
Friday
an
night.
injunction, and Saturday,
That's
So
crazy. So
Friday
they
night
played
must have
Friday
been like
and then
a
they hate
great
each other by
show,
saying,
and then they were like, "Hey, this thing's got some legs. I'm suing
Wow. What
everybody."
yeah,
was the
but
last-
not all of the original people are in the band.
Of course,
so
because
you know
they're
how it
dead.
goes.
Because they're dead.
No, because they're suing.
I see.
To stop the other ones.
What was the last rock concert that you've gone to?
Rock concert.
Yeah, what was the last concert?
It would have been Fort Rock out at
Nah, I'm not
stadium.
talking about that. I mean a real concert, one band
was a
concert.
real concert.
One band concert.
Oh, I don't know.
What
it,
is
it would have been the country person that we
Oh,
went to
Toby
see.
Keith. Yeah, we
No,
went
no,
to
no,
see
no,
Toby
no.
Keith. Oh, he's since passed
No.
away.
The other guy.
Why'd you
with
have to
the
bring
hat
Toby
and the-
Keith up?
No,
Every-
the one
Every weekend when I'm
one
listening.
with 5 kids
Yeah.
that left his wife. That one.
Oh, Zach Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every weekend when we're listening to Radio Margaritaville, I say to her, I can't believe Jimmy Buffett's dead.
Yeah, I know.
I just can't believe he's not around
I
anymore.
know.
It's
I know.
disturbing. And then Toby Keith dies.
I know.
I mean, geez, what a Debbie Downer.
It is.
Well,
a
let's
down.
talk about something up, like the Lee Cares Hurricane Ian Housing Recovery Program.
Yes. Okay. So,
Give us the
one
broad
of the things
overview.
that shocked me.
Can
is
we at
that,
least tell people who have no idea what you're doing for the town? Tell them what you're doing.
So, my lovely husband and I, we
The one that drives the Porsche.
the one that rented the Porsche to bring me here because this is a really important event.
True.
So anyway, we help counties with federal government funds. They're very complicated. I'm not sure if you realized how complicated they can be, and they are not forgiving. They don't, you can't say in an audit, like one of our customers once said, we're trying really hard.
They don't seem to
Well, they don't.
appreciate that.
They don't. Yeah, that doesn't work. So they're like, you know the rules, you follow the rules, we give you the money. What happens a lot of times is we give you the money because we know you're going to follow the rules, then you don't. And the most horrific thing is when they claw back the money that you never had in the first place, but now you've got to give it back. So our whole business is helping people stay compliant, knowing the rules before time. So anyway, it's just what we do. It's kind of what we do. So we have a hurricane here, and I think, hey, this is in my wheelhouse, understanding this stuff. We're not looking for a job. We don't want this beach to be a customer, but I want to use the knowledge and experience that we've gained over the last 25 years to help my town, period.
Right.
So I find ways to help and help make these processes simpler.
Well, what's crazy about your background and living on the island is that the town had to find somebody to be like a liaison that wasn't like an elected representative.
Absolutely.
And to have you is lucky to be able to find somebody that understands all that crap.
Okay, so being a community-minded person, when the hurricane hit and the Let's Go Fort Myers Beach people put together that first meeting, I show up. I'm like, maybe there's something in my skill set I can do to help. So I started helping. I was the head of that permit committee, not the peer, the permits. And we were having trouble getting off the ground. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to help as many people as I can understand the permit process, because it's very complicated. So I have been helping people get permits. And I learned how to do it. I got my permit in less than a week. It's, again, knowing what they're looking for. Because you can't say it's close enough. So one thing leads to the next. Then I worked with John McCain on that group. Or John McLean. You know John
John
McLean,
McCain.
right?
John McCain is...
Yeah, that's a different guy. John McLean.
He's not alive anymore.
So he was at a town council meeting when this issue came up about CDBG. And the mayor and the different people were talking about, we need somebody to be on the advisory committee to audit the evaluation or evaluate the applications that came in. And John McLean caught them at a break and said, hey, Rebecca does this for a living. Maybe let's nominate her. So thanks to John, I got nominated.
So tell people what the program is, like what you're auditing and what it entails.
So I wouldn't be able to talk about this stuff, except I'm not on the committee to evaluate these loans. I'm on a totally different committee about planning and infrastructure for the town.
So,
but this is about housing, so I can talk all day about it.
Well, tell us about housing.
Yeah. Okay, so Lee Cares has a program, and one of the things, because of working on the CDBG, I found that we have over 6,000 residents on Fort Myers Beach. This housing program is for low to middle income, and I learned that there are over 2,200 people in our zip code that are eligible for this.
Come on.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so my impression of the CDBG-DR money was that there's no chance anyone on Fort Myers Beach is getting a penny from that money. Is that wrong?
So no, I disagree.
Okay,
I disagree.
good.
But that is why so many people don't get federal money. It's complicated. It's hard. So I'm saying I have pulled that thing apart. I have simplified it. And I put it in a document if you want to put it on your website.
Yes,
that you can read through it and go, yep, that's
so
for me. Nope.
You think about 2,200 people might be eligible.
That's what the numbers state.
Okay, so how much money can they get?
Okay, so they can get, what did I put there? $250,000 that comes for repairing your home.
Nice.
Wow.
Each.
Reconstruction. No, 250 is the cap.
For the entire island?
No, per person.
Okay, so
250,000 each. If
All right.
you meet
so
the
do they have to
income
give it back?
requirements.
They have to give the money back?
No, they don't have
it's
to give the money
tax-free
back.
money?
It is.
Wow.
It is. 450,000 is the cap to raise your house.
Yeah.
Now, if you were eligible, would you want to at least make an application and see?
Yes.
I would.
Why wouldn't anybody apply?
Why wouldn't
Everybody
anybody?
should apply. Right.
Well, not
Well,
everybody.
they don't want to apply because, as you said, it's very complicated.
It's complicated. And some of the things, because I've been helping some
Is it
people,
run by
some
FEMA?
of the things they're telling me, well, yeah, and you're giving everybody a bad rap about the government, so they don't trust them. But I'm here to say,
Do you trust the
I
government?
will help you. I don't trust them, but I know
Can
Okay.
trust
the
you
full-
to help them get through
There
the
you go.
process.
Thank you.
Well, you
You're
just-
very welcome.
Hey,
ding,
I'm
ding,
not
ding.
I'm the first person who won't say that the government isn't complicated. That's cute. I complain all the time, and he'll say to me, remember, that's why we do what we do.
Right.
That's why we're making a living, is because it's so darn hard. But anyway, so one of the other things is.
So wait a second before you
Yes.
go ahead. So how much do I have to make in order?
Well, let's start with
Yeah,
who's
that's-
eligible.
that's
a
what I
good-
was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a great question. That is a
thank
great
you.
question.
Wait, who asked that? Her or
It
me?
was me.
Well, I don't know. I think you kind of
I
ham and egged
think
it.
it was mine. I got
So-
4 bells today, I think.
You did
Yeah.
not.
So here's the thing. So people who are sitting
30
here,
years.
it's really if you are eligible, but think about people you may know. There are still people who come to Buttonwood
Yes.
several
Mhm.
times a week to get food.
They're from the island or the other side of the
They're
bridge?
probably on the other
From
side
the
of the
zip
island,
code.
but they are still in our zip code.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, Every one of those people most likely is eligible.
Yeah.
And they are the people who would find it the most difficult to
How
do
many
this.
people on this side of the bridge are eligible?
I don't know. I only have the number. I don't know where they live. But think about retired people. Think about retired people.
I didn't create the boundaries. The boundaries,
well, the boundaries
bridges,
don't exist. It's the zip code. So
they
go
can't
ahead.
vote.
No, it's Lee County.
They can't vote on that side of the
But,
bridge.
but
so
this
you don't
has
care?
nothing to
They
do
can't
with
vote?
that.
But does that make any sense to you? Like, that's a zip code that says Fort Myers Beach, but they can't vote. How does that make any sense?
No, the money is for anyone in Lee County.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I'm just saying how many people are in my community, because I
Yeah.
can't go help the people
Right.
all over.
Right.
But I will help you if you're in my county, and I will help you if you
So
live
how long
across
is it going
the
to take
beach.
to fill out one of these applications?
It might take you a half hour tops. And what I have done is I went over to Buttonwood to the FMB Strong location, and I talked to them, and I said, I don't want everybody and their mother calling me personally, but they come in here. So if they want help,
Yeah.
have them give you
You
their
should,
name,
you know what you should
and
do?
I will go over there
You should
and I
set
will
up
work
like
with them.
you should set up like a
Little-
sit down at Diamond Head
Exactly.
or something, or at the town hall trailers.
Well, that's what the
Yeah.
Buttonwood folks said they would
Oh,
do,
at
because they're
Buttonwood.
seeing those
Yeah.
people. So what they'll do is, if people are interested, I'll come there, I'll meet with them, I'll
Yeah.
help them fill out their applications. I'll bring my computer, my scanner, and we'll get it done.
Why do you need a
So
scanner?
Well, you
Can
have
you
to
let
submit
us-
a bunch of documents,
Oh, okay.
a bunch of proof.
Sorry,
Just getting
tell us
mad.
the
It's okay.
income limits so that people know that
Yes.
they're going to get lost in all of your
Yeah.
distractions.
So here's probably one of the most important things, and we won't get into how you get to this number, but let's say you have two people living in your home
Okay.
and you make under 54,500 a year
The
In
two
income.
people together.
with two people.
Okay.
Yep.
So two people
You're
under
eligible.
54. Okay.
You're
under
eligible.
54.5,
Or
you're
I should
eligible.
say that's the first place. You say, okay, I'm in the income.
Okay.
thing. So now what else would make me kicked out, right?
Or included.
Or included, right? But that would be the first question I ask people, because if you don't make this cut,
Where you're
Go
not
home.
talking. Yeah.
or let's say you're really close. Let's say you're at 81,000, you're 120%. Once the program meets all these other needs and they are going to have money left, then they're going to go to the next level and the
Okay.
next level.
So if two people made more than 54,
I say still
they
apply.
just say, right.
I
It's
say still
worth it.
apply.
Right.
And I actually talked to them because I have some contacts over there, and I asked that question. I said, I know you're going to have different phases. Do you recommend that people apply if they only fall into this category right now? Or
Right.
do you think they should all throw their name in the hat in case you start going down?
Yeah. Throw your name in the hat.
They said, throw your name in the hat.
All right. So
But I
what's
can
the-
tell you, you may not hear from them or get a check from them down the road.
Right.
But
it's
they
worth
also
putting
told
it
me
in.
you could get a denial letter and you still might be eligible the next round because there's
we've
money
heard
left
that
over.
before where you got to appeal it. So what's the next?
Okay, so the next
sort of
requirement
determine
is
it?
you have to own your property.
Okay.
You've got to own it. Okay.
So it can't be someone who's renting.
Can't be someone that's renting. You have to own it. Okay. It is your primary residence. So you are a Florida, Fort Myers, resident. Okay. It doesn't require homestead, but anybody who's not here as a resident should become homesteaded for other reasons, but it's not a requirement. Okay. So you got to own your home. And it's got to be your primary
residence.
No
Okay.
vacation, stuff like that. Okay. It can also be a duplex, a triplex, a quadplex, a townhome, or a condominium. Condominium. You know how many retired people were living in those condominiums?
But
I
it
don't know
does
what
have to
their
be there.
checks were
I think
coming in.
that's the thing. It's got to be the primary residence.
It's got to be your primary residence. Okay. You could have, you could be the owner of a mobile home and they'll buy you a new mobile home if you're in these income limits. All those mobile homes are
over
gone.
there. Yeah. Yep. Well, and red coconut. So
If they were primary residents.
Residences.
Yep. Okay. So it can't be any outside structures. It's not going to be your fences. It's not going to be your boat dock.
Right.
It's not going to be pools, things like that. It is the building you lived in.
right.
Okay. Integral to the house. Okay. So then I think something people need to understand is somebody I was working with met all the requirements and said, I don't want the money because of the requirements. And they misunderstood the requirements. So if you get, let's say they give you $200,000.
Do you have to pay it back?
You do not have to pay it
Okay.
back. But what they want to do is make sure that you are going to live in that property for 5 years.
Okay.
So if it's your primary residence and they give you money to build it back, you're probably going to be
live
living
there.
in it, right?
Mhm.
But they're not trying to help people who are trying to flip homes take
Or-
money from the government.
or
So
rent.
you say
No rent.
5
No
years.
renters. Where to talk about?
Well,
that.
you can have renters there, but
But
you
the
must live in
renters-
part of it, right?
Right.
So it's still your
if you have
primary
a
home.
duplex.
If
yes.
you have a duplex, you live here, you rent that out. That was your business,
right.
okay? So where were we? What were we talking about?
No,
so
no, no. Just so
you got to
so
live
they're-
there 5 years.
Right.
The way that they make sure that you don't screw them.
Comes the free tram. We
The
have an
way they make
advertisement
sure-
in the free
I
tram.
know.
Did
How
you know
about
that?
No.
You know, somebody actually came up to me 2 weeks ago and said they wish the tram would stop running because
Really?
nobody's ever on it and it slows traffic down. Well, that tram is half full. I
Has
mean, it's a
people
lot
on
of
it.
people on
I don't
it.
think they should stop it. I think
Yeah.
we should encourage more people to get on it.
True. And
Let's
ride
do that.
bicycles.
Yeah, and
Right.
ride bicycles. Yeah. Okay, so the way that the government makes sure you know it's not flippers trying to get the money
Right.
and then sell the house and they're out of here. They will put a mortgage on your house for the amount of money they give you. So they're saying you got to live there 5 years. If they give you 250,
Yeah.
every year that goes by that you didn't sell the house,
Yeah.
they
But it's
forgive
not a
the
mortgage you're paying.
They're not a
on.
mortgage you're paying, but if
Yeah.
you leave, then you're paying it back.
Did you?
Okay.
Did
okay.
you?
All right.
Did you discuss? We have a question from
You
the
always
audience.
have to muck it up, don't you? That's a whole nother, but it's true. You do.
What did the mayor just say? I didn't
He
hear what
asked
Well,
if
no,
you have
that
a mortgage
mortgage
on
wouldn't.
it, do you
That
have to
mortgage
have
would
flood
not.
insurance?
You do have to.
So
It's not a traditional mortgage, though.
They're fighting.
If you have a loan, if you have a mortgage irrelevant to
bank.
this, to a bank, you have to have insurance. If this is the only thing, that would not kick in. No,
Hmm.
you could be self-insured.
All right.
You can be self-insured.
Can I tell you that this is so boring? This
I
stuff.
know it's
mean,
boring. I know
not
it's
me.
boring.
I'm not saying the show is boring. I'm saying this is hard to understand. Is the better way to put it.
I
So
think
hard to
that-
understand.
I think that it's not within the scope of the show to be able
It
to
isn't.
explain everything.
I
The
know.
point is to get the information out to people.
I didn't
that
mean
if-
boring. I mean it's
you-
complicated.
It's complicated.
That's
So
why
here's
she's
what I'm
offering
saying.
your
Here's what I'm
services
saying.
to help
Any
people.
ideas that anybody has that how I can help people. I don't want anything in return except to help people who really need help get some money if they're eligible.
Has
Okay?
anybody-
Is there a time limit? Because like
May
we're pretty
23rd.
Oh, that's coming
Ooh.
up.
May
That's next month.
23rd.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So people have to apply before May 23rd.
they have to apply before
How many
May
people
23rd.
have applied?
You know, okay, so it's been about a week since I looked, but
Yeah.
you want to know how many people in Lee County applied so far? 98.
How many
That's
on the beach?
it?
98.
Wow, that's money.
There are tens of millions of dollars. 98 people.
How many on the beach?
It's too hard.
How many on the beach?
I don't know because I can only see the numbers for the county.
Are you getting angry with me?
yes.
It's
Why?
because you're just
frustrating.
Well, she
repeating
didn't
the
answer the
same
question.
question.
What's your question?
I said how many on the beach?
I
She
don't know.
doesn't
It doesn't
know.
break down that way. I just can see them at
How
the
many do
county
you
level.
think? 0, right?
Well, I'm helping 4 right now.
Okay. Do you think
And
they
those
have-
are only people that I helped in other areas, so they know me. That's why I'm grateful
Yes.
to you to get the word out.
Oh, yes. So how can we help you get the word out? Just put your phone number out there, or
So I would say,
or the
no,
license
don't
plate,
put-
or the
don't put-
license
no.
plate of the Porsche.
No, no. Here's what I, yeah. Oh dear, help me.
How often do you
Help
get
me,
that car
Lord.
washed? Once a week, or do you wash it every day, or every day? Do you wash it yourself, or you have people for that? He washes it
all
himself.
by himself.
What kind of shiny? It's very shiny. I mean, is there a special kind of?
He wipes it with his backside.
Oh, with his backside. Is got a hairy
there you go.
backside, or never
Of,
mind.
he's full of crap. You can't believe a word he says. Okay, so yeah, you want to say how can we help? So I did stop at FMB Strong over in Buttonwood, and they are more than happy to gather names of people as they come in there because those are most likely the people who can be helped, right? They will take their name down. And we will get back in touch with them and say, Rebecca's going to be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, she'll talk to you because I can help weed people out and tell them I wouldn't apply or yes, I
Okay.
would. And
That's
I
good.
will make sure you get your money. Like I will do
But they
everything
need
possible.
to do it. You need to do it soon.
So Debbie
Very
says
soon.
she has a neighbor that could use your help.
Good.
That's
So
well,
what does she do?
Have her neighbor go over to
You
Buttonwood
don't wanna
and
give her
drop
your
her
phone
name
number.
off.
I
No,
really
she
can't
doesn't
because
want
I
to.
have a business that is constantly being, I'm on the phone a lot, so I can't quite do that. But reach out to you. I'll get it from you. But then I would say go to Buttonwood. If you don't know where that is, Ed, you can remind people where that is. But they are going to start gathering names, and then I will meet with them, or I could meet with you before. Okay?
So Rhonda says make a post for her. So if you send me something that I can post,
I'll be
will
happy
do that.
to.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thanks,
so,
Ed.
How often do you get to drive the Porsche, or are you just a passenger mostly?
Well, we were thinking of switching the other day.
Is it a convertible?
No.
Oh, it's not. You should get a convertible Porsche.
I agree,
don't you think?
but he doesn't like the, sun on his head.
It must is his hair. Oh, he's kind of
Well,
balding.
he doesn't have any hair. That's the reason.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you want to get out about this disaster relief, the CBDG?
No, that's really it. I just want to help people who can. And
I know I'm being a jerk, but I will put everything out there in our newsletter or on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So help out. We'll help out.
Thanks.
If people on Fort Myers Beach can get money, I want them to get money. There are
people on Fort Myers Beach, and I'm helping them. So they are. And you don't go around and say my income's down here. So we don't. We think everyone's rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, it should be people in the Cape. It's everybody.
Yeah.
Should at least.
Here's another thing I found. So some people's income, they're afraid their income's too high because they tell me I had to take money out of my retirement account to help me start building. I talked to the Lee Cares people, and they said we would take that into consideration and not count that income. They understand. They have some flexibility.
Yeah. I'm afraid my income's getting too high from this show.
I think you should worry about it.
I wouldn't be eligible for any kind of loan like that.
Well, we don't need anything. We're out.
But if you were, wouldn't you want someone who's going to help you?
I would like free money from the government. You see, my problem is when they tell you it's free money, I don't trust it's free money. I think
you're like that. You're not
trusting. I know. I don't trust the government. And believe me,
I think everybody has to do their due diligence and understand.
I trust the local government,
requirements,
not the federal government.
Do you trust me?
I trust you more than anybody I've ever met before in my life, Rebecca.
Not in it, except want to help.
So is there anything outside of what you came on the show to talk about that you want to share with our audience?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, yesterday, I think, I was listening to your show over at Margaritaville.
Thank you.
And I heard you about a year ago saying that you wanted to go to Africa and do a mission work. And so one of the things I thought about when I heard that was that's life-changing stuff.
That's what I hear.
You have a huge audience, and the audience out there, when they see, when people give back, I think it's addictive and it's contagious.
Yes,
and people can see you doing that anyway. So I don't think you would put something on your website that said, send Kim to Africa, but I would like to put together maybe a GoFundMe page, and I don't know if you would maybe put a link to that.
Now, I have to say that we talked, and I
You're
I
uncomfortable.
said I'm uncomfortable because we don't make a ton of money, but
it's not about that.
I'm working. I don't want people to think it's just uncomfortable. Okay. I appreciate what you're saying.
I love seeing her get uncomfortable. It brings me joy to see her getting uncomfortable.
If there's one thing that I think we learned through this hurricane,
about his kidney, and I would never sell his kidney to go to Africa. I might sell it I might give it away. I don't know if anyone wants it, but I don't want people to think I was joking yesterday about. I just joke about the money thing.
Nobody even remembers what you said about my kidney. Nobody.
So you have quite a following. So when I see you put something out there that we want to plant plants over by, Times Square, I'm shocked. I'm like, how the hell does he do that? Here comes the money. And then Ed's online saying, stop the donating. Then you say, okay, we got so many plants and we got 60 volunteers in like 15 minutes. And now we don't have enough shovels. Next thing you know, he puts something out there and the people want to help. And I like to help people, but I have found during the hurricane, other people have wanted to help me. And it is so hard to accept help from other people when you're a helper like you guys are. So that is what I'd like to do. If I can put something together that says send Kim to Africa, and anybody who wants to
leave her there
wants to put, maybe we won't ever see her again. And then we can We can
Did you
send
guys-
Ed to go
I'll be
look for
calling
you.
from Africa. Send help.
And as soon as she said she was going to Africa, I found a story where somebody that lived in Minnesota was gored by an elephant while they were in Africa. Did you see that?
I did. Well, the trip, I'm excited to go.
Yes, I'm excited for you to go for
and
2
to
weeks.
work, to go to the Little Daughters of St. Joseph and,
Yes.
the kids
life
there.
changing.
I've seen.
She's going to bring a baby back in her backpack.
I am not, stop that. But I have seen it's something that I always wanted to do. And now I'm getting old. So I'm like, I
Right.
better,
Right.
this is a good time to go and do
stop
it.
giving her compliments
So,
on Facebook. Cut it out.
What are they
you
saying?
know.
But yeah, so look what these guys have done for us.
All right.
I know,
look
but
what
we don't,
you guys have done for us.
Thank you.
Okay, so if somebody
We'll
wants
see.
to
We'll
say
see.
thank you and
We'll see.
throw you $20,
But-
let them.
but
Let
back
them and
to you-
say,
back to
and
your-
I will take it, and we will do some really good stuff for
Yeah.
the kids there.
Yeah, bring a
go
baby
represent
back.
us.
If
I'm
they-
not gonna
maybe
I was
if-
shocked
back.
yesterday to hear you say bring a baby
I-
back.
maybe
You're
if
like,
we-
I love babies. And
maybe
then
if-
I was
Does.
shocked to hear you say you love
I
birds
love-
and bunnies.
I didn't put the
He's-
bird
there's a
cage
side
together
of him
yesterday
that-
because I was drinking too
The
much,
bird
but I'm going to
cage?
put the bird cage
Bird
together, or whatever the
feeder.
hell it is, the
Good
bird
luck.
feeder.
Bird
Good luck with that.
So the other thing, the thing that you brought up about the reaction that we get on Facebook when we raise money is a
Isn't it
bizarre thing.
mind-blowing?
It's a
It's
bizarre
just
thing
bizarre.
that we've created. And I'm jonesing for a new project. We need a new project, like something. I need an idea of something, because if we're not doing something, you feel like you're not doing anything.
Well,
So
don't
we
you
need
think
a-
that's why you get that kind of response? Because
think so.
people, I mean, when I give, it's for selfish reasons.
Right.
It feels
makes you
so
feel good. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right.
And that's when everybody is donating and saying these things. That's
Yeah.
what they're doing.
And
Right.
it's
it feels good.
the thing that's odd about our followers is that I put a limit on the amount of money you're allowed to donate, because you're not, everybody's allowed to donate the same amount, which makes it manageable. And
Right.
it also makes it seem like I also do that because I don't want one person
and
to
I
be
think
saying,
that's a
okay,
great
I
strategy.
did it myself.
Or like that guy's in my pocket,
Right.
He's
So
buying my,
I've had
voice.
to send money back to people because they over donated.
and you should.
And because
yeah.
we're all doing it at $30 or $50 at a time, which when you have
Shocks me how
92,000
how
people,
it
you don't
adds
need a
up
lot.
fast.
So we
so
need
I say let's send Kim to Africa.
And I'm saying this in his presence too, because I want a new project, and I don't even care if it's a private project or a town project. Just give us something to do until this one's done. Like that thing in Times
There will be
Square was
many.
crazy to see all those people
Oh,
show up.
man.
And Kathy Turner was like, it's going to take to Monday and Tuesday. And then she saw all those people and she's like, cancel Tuesday. The next day, we're going to finish
Get
this
it
in
all
4
in
hours.
one day.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
they
what,
really
I
did.
can think of an area where you might be able to help, and this
Okay.
would be a community thing too. So it's fun to see Times Square come back and stuff. But we had some areas even in our neighborhood.
Which
Remind
is?
me to tell you a funny story.
Which is?
I live right by Publix on Williams and
Okay.
Glenview, and we have some piles of debris that were kind of showed up after the trucks were gone.
Mhm.
And for the most part, people don't know how the hell.
Yeah.
How do you get that out of here?
It's too
I
big
get,
for
like,
a
buckets.
garbage truck. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would change a lot if we could clean up some of these. And so I don't know how it would work. Maybe you'd have to say it's my property. I'm willing for volunteers to come on
Okay.
it.
Right.
But maybe someone's
It's worth
got a
looking
truck.
into.
Someone's got a dump truck.
Listen,
They're willing to spend a Sunday.
Like a
Seagate.
street cleanup.
Seagate wants to help out a
yeah,
lot.
pick a couple
Yeah,
streets.
yeah.
Yeah, and do them.
All right. Well, we've got a
Thank
committee that we need to put together to come up
There
with
you go.
projects. The project committee.
The
We'll get
project
rid of the Murph committee and start a
There
project
you
committee.
go. You need a what do they call them? An advisory committee
There
for
you go.
projects.
Can we get a big hand for Rebecca
Yes,
Link,
so
everybody?
please.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you.
job, too.
You are
It's fabulous.